What is going on, Rope Breakers? Welcome to the 23rd episode of React After All. We are here live on Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel. And of course, I'm your host, Alec, host of this amazing show on Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel. The longest running show on Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel, so believe that. Anyway, my panel joining me tonight here on React After Raw, the one and only promo man, Matt Donato, making his return. Matt, what's going on, brother?
Dude, I am fucking pumped to be back on React. Woo! It's been a long time. I miss being here. This is where I belong, dude. I was taking some time off, hanging out in the Hart Family Dungeon. Never thought I would see the light of day again, but I've clawed my way back. I am back on React. The promo man is here to make your ears bleed with the length of my promos, because they are fucking long.
You've already gone on too long already.
The
ghost is too hard. Should beat the shit out of you some more. Anyway, and of course, we had a great show last week, and joining me here again, Mitch Dow Jones. Mitch, what's going on, man?
Not a lot, man. Recovering from that hard to absorb Raw.
Hard to absorb Raw. All right, well. It had its high points, it had its low points for sure. Built some WrestleMania feuds up, kind of maybe knocked some down. I don't know, but let's jump right into it here, fellas. Randy Orton returns in Music City, Nashville, to a huge pop from the crowd. I mean, was the crowd hot tonight or what? That crowd was amazing. Amazing tonight.
They're better than that shitty crowd in Memphis. Must be the people who know it's in the water over there.
Hey now.
Hey now, let's be careful, all right? Let's be careful here. We don't want to insult Mitch Dow's hometown, but Randy Orton returns to Monday Night Raw with a huge pop return last night at Fastlane. You know, speaking of Fastlane, let's just stop this React Raw for a second. We're going to talk about Fastlane real quick, because for an inaugural pay-per-view, it was pretty decent. So I quickly, and I mean quickly, Matt, I quickly want to get your thoughts, your favorite match, and your letter grade for Fastlane.
Oh shit. Quickly, I'm gonna give it a B+. I thought it was actually pretty solid. I was way more surprised. It might get, I don't know. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna give it a B- because of the fact that the intro had like fucking like race car sounds and shit. That just pissed me off. So you get demoted a letter just for the fact that that shit happened, and the fact that the pay-per-view is called Fastlane. But all things considered, I thought it was pretty solid for what it was.
All right.
Was that fucking fast enough for you?
You didn't give me your favorite match.
I don't give a shit.
Oh, okay. Well, then I guess we're moving on.
Obviously the main event. Okay, that's all I'm gonna stop right there. It's obviously the main event was my favorite.
Okay, the main event. Mitch Dow, same question, man.
For an inaugural pay-per-view, I'm going to give it a B+, even with the shitty name. I will agree with Matt. The crowd they seemed hot at first, and then they just kind of died out. Match of the night, I'm going to give it to Cena Rusev. Mainly because I didn't get to see the main event between Reigns and Bryan, so.
Oh, dude.
Not a bad choice at all.
See, the reason I'm giving that main event as my favorite is because of the fact I didn't expect much out of Reigns, and when you go and watch it later, you'll understand, Mitch. Reigns really, personally, he impressed me. I'll talk more about that probably later, but that's why I'm giving it my favorite match, just because I wasn't expecting much out of it. And you got to give them credit, as we were saying, the crowd was completely dead and really boring most of the night. I really feel like both of those guys were able to get the crowd involved again. Like, the crowd really started chanting. They got on their feet when that match was happening, and that marks two great talents right there. So that's why I picked that as my favorite.
I did see Reigns whipping out some new moves tonight, so I don't. If that's a sign of anything, then that's good. Nobody can use the 5 moves of doom shit anymore against him. So
yeah, he definitely used more moves last night.
Very true. Oh yeah, I definitely agree with what you guys are saying. Even Stone Cold tweeted out like something like, "Oh, the crowd finally showed up," or "The crowd finally woke up," or something. You know, Stone Cold, being an old school traditional guy, really believes in the crowd and the crowd's effect on a pay-per-view, on a TV show, on a match. Really affects all that. So when it came down to it, when you have a guy like Stone Cold chiming in and saying, "Hey, yo, the crowd's finally here," maybe Memphis isn't such a good idea for a future pay-per-view. But let's jump back to Raw. Randy Orton returns to Monday Night Raw for the first time since November and cuts a really, really good promo on why he's been gone, what happened, really getting into it, really laying into things here. And he says he's going to give Rollins a state of execution, that he's going to bash Rollins' brains in. And then Big Show chimes in and says, "Well, joining the Authority was the best decision of my personal life, and you should do it," and blah, blah, blah. And, Steph goes on a tirade saying how, you did horrible things to my family, me, my husband, my brother, my father. And then they invite Randy Orton to attend a business conference to reconcile the two sides. So, Matt, you're watching this promo and you hear that there's this business conference that's going to happen backstage. What's your initial reaction to that?
Well, I think most smart fans kind of realized at that point in time that this was going to be some sort of, I don't see them obviously turning Orton heel again. I don't believe obviously that he's joining the Authority. I thought it was definitely interesting. I liked the way they did it though. I liked that they didn't just have him say, "Yeah, I'll do it." They waited. They gave that kind of brief pause, and they're all leaving, and then he stops them as after you see him kind of thinking for a second, and then he stops them and says, "You know what? Yeah, business, we'll talk business," and then kind of sends them on their way. I like the way they did it. Had he just said, "Yeah, we'll do the thing," and the meeting, and then shook their hands, and that was that, I don't know that I would have liked it as much. But I really enjoyed this opening segment. Um, really put a lot of emphasis and a lot of light on Randy Orton, which is good because he needs that. I like that his character coming back still has that edge because that's what everybody wants from Randy Orton. They want that Viper. They want, that Predator, the guy that comes in and cuts promos like he did tonight, and can show that he has so much skill. Because in my opinion, he's one of the best wrestlers, not just of this or last generation, of any generation. He's a fantastic, in my opinion, first ballot Hall of Famer. And I'm glad that they're having him be this vicious babyface. Obviously, he's weaseling his way into the Authority because he still wants to get Rollins, and the rumors being that it's going to be Orton and Rollins. And I'm really, really, really hoping that Jon Stewart is nowhere near this match. I will be so pissed off because they played goddamn video during the main event of frickin' Jon Stewart cutting his promo, and I'm just like, oh God, please don't tell me that Vince's brainchild is like, oh, he's gonna be a special guest referee. I will jump out a window. Oh, that would be horrible. It just completely ruin it. Because right now I'm very interested in this feud. I'm very interested in this storyline. And the opening segment. Are we talking? Do you want to get into the meeting backstage too, or did you want to wait?
We'll get to that later down the line. It's pretty much
It's your show.
it's coming up very quickly in the show here, but I have to agree with you. I don't think the John. I mean, it'd be good because it's mainstream media attention. It's gotten mainstream media attention all over the place. But to have, I guess, a celebrity presence at WrestleMania, I can see WWE doing that. And then if they do that, obviously they can put him in the Hall of Fame, 5 years from now. So it's an easy way to do things that way. So, Mitch,
But
man,
it doesn't fit though. That's the problem. It makes no sense. I think it makes Rollins look bad if he loses because of Jon Stewart, and that's the way it would end up going if Vince probably had his way.
He won't lose. Orton's gonna, put him over, and then Rollins will say he beat Orton. Orton's beating this guy, that guy, and the other thing. He's won Money in the Bank. He's done all this shit. So obviously, we'll see Orton put Rollins over at WrestleMania. But Mitch, man, your initial reactions to a Randy Orton's return.
Oh, I was stoked. Absolutely stoked. very refreshing to see Randy Orton back on our TV screens yet again. I was really, really, really hoping, since Stephanie was the main one doing the talking tonight, I said this earlier to you guys, I was really wanting something along the lines of Randy Orton saying in the coldest way possible, Steph, I've never had a problem of RKOing you. Don't make me do you. Not do you.
Mitch, this is Pete. Whoa, Mitch. Whoa.
I didn't know Aussie was on the show. All right, I mean, come on.
Whoops. Well,
Just
no, I just Roman Reigns did.
just exit yourself out. Just say believe that and then end it.
Move on. I think the audience gets where I was going with it. I've never had a problem RKOing you in the past. Don't make me do it now.
Yeah, I think that would have been awesome.
Absolutely. The thing I loved about this segment, and eventually later with the business conference, was the tension between Triple H and Randy Orton. You could just see it. You could cut it with a knife. It was there. I mean, they didn't have to say anything. They didn't have to look at each other. You just knew that tension was there from what happened back in November. And it's going to be really interesting to see, kind of how this plays out, whether going into Mania or after WrestleMania when Triple H gets done with Sting. I'm really interested to see, maybe we see Randy Orton versus Triple H at SummerSlam. Matt's raising the eyebrow. So I will turn it over to Matt, because Matt has raised the eyebrow here on React.
That would do kind of like a dusty roast. Anyway, I don't know. I don't know that it was tension between Orton and Triple H. I'm wondering if it was him just being silent from pretty much Sting getting the better of him the night before at Fastlane. That's kind of the sense that I got personally. I mean, at the end there, when Triple H stayed in the ring and they kind of looked at each other, there was definitely some there, but I feel like just him being quiet had to do with him getting his ass kicked by Sting at Fastlane, him getting bested. That's just my personal.
Yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with that for sure. That does make sense. I believe even the commentators mentioned it, but I do think there is still that tension there, kind of like a father who disowns his son. So it's really going to be interesting to see, eventually how this plays out, because Triple H was the one who gave the order to take him out. So we'll see what happens. But moving on now to Bad News Barrett versus Dolph Ziggler. This was one hell of a match. I mean, these guys went at it, and I mean, you can't say anything bad about either of the guys, because they really know how to put on a match. Bad News Barrett is a great brawler. Ziggler's just an all-around great in-ring talent. I will point out that they almost botched that power bomb. It was this close to them falling on their asses, but luckily they saved it. And what really, really irked me about this match was that Barrett lost clean. He's a heel, and he lost clean. It doesn't make sense. WWE obviously planting the seeds here for a fatal four-way, I'm guessing, at WrestleMania for the IC title between Ambrose, Barrett, Ziggler, and R-Truth for some random goddamn reason. So, I mean, nothing against the guy really, but I just don't see how the hell he fits into all this just because he beat Bad News Barrett last week on SmackDown. I feel like they just want another guy to put in there. I don't.
Actually, they're going to be returning him for the Fatal 4-Way as K-Quick. They're going to be repackaging him.
Stop. Forever stop that. Forever stop that.
It just got real, man.
Matt, you are the resident traditionalist here. You are the wealth of knowledge about traditional wrestling, traditional booking. Barrett loses cleanly. How do you feel about that?
I'm going to be honest, I don't like it, and this is my reasoning why. And this is something that the WWE seems to have not gotten the grasp of in this generation, is the fact that if you want to build up a title, you need to make the person, if you're going to hand it off to Ambrose or hand it off to Ziggler, whoever you think is going to carry that title, they need to win it off somebody legitimate. You can't just have them win it off somebody who hasn't won matches. It doesn't make them look strong. if R-Truth, who hasn't wrestled in freaking pretty much hasn't won a match since 2008 when he returned.
Well, he's won a few.
He's won a couple. He won the U.S. Championship when it really didn't matter. If it doesn't matter now, it really didn't matter then. But I mean, like, this guy hasn't won anything. It's nothing against him personally, but they haven't booked him. The only time I was interested in his character was when he was with Morrison, turned heel and smoked that cigarette. I thought that was badass. I'm like, why didn't they go anywhere with that? Screw PG. That shit was awesome. Anyway, I just feel like having him in this match, he beats Barrett after he pretty much can't beat anybody. Or does that makes Barrett look weak, and then he loses cleanly to Ziggler, you know, and then he loses and looks like a coward by losing via DQ to Ambrose last night. I don't know. I just don't like the booking on that. It doesn't seem like it makes any sense. If you want to do a four-way, that's fine. But you got to make Barrett at least look a little bit stronger than you are. Because he kind of just looks like a coward, and whoever wins isn't going to be that. It's not going to be that big of a deal. So I think this is a really poor choice for them. I do want to say, however, the one thing I did take away from this match is I'm really impressed with how good Barrett looks in the ring. Like, I've always liked the guy, but he's improved so much in the ring.
Absolutely.
Like, he just looks like he's like he was good before, but he's getting to that point where his in-ring is coming to a spot where he's looking great in the ring.
Well, he kind of pulled a Randy Orton and dropped a bunch of weight.
Yeah, I noticed that too when he came out. I was just gonna say that too. He looks very cut. I was like, he's
very lean. He's very cut. I can't remember his weight when he started. I want to say it was, high 200s, like 230, 250. It was up there. He was a beefy guy when he started out, but he's really cut down. He's gotten trimmed up, and it really improves your ability to work in the ring, and you can see that with guys as some guys, they get older, especially for example, NBA players, the older they get, they drop weight, so there's not as much impact on their joints and things like that. So it definitely helps in the wrestling ring. Now, before I jump to you, Mitch, I want to ask Matt, how do you feel about what they're doing with Ambrose now? We saw the promo that he did for WWE.com. Wonderful promo. If you guys haven't seen it, go to WWE's YouTube page. It's on there. It's probably the best promo.
Wait. Hold on a minute. Hold on. You don't got to go there. Go to Rope Break's Facebook page.
I forgot that we put it up. So go to our Facebook page. It's in the description, and you can watch. It's probably the best promo he's done since he debuted on the main roster for WWE. So Matt, do you think this is finally turning into something positive for Dean Ambrose?
Nope. It's the WWE. With the WWE, I'm forever a pessimist. I'm not going to say I hope that this is the path that they go, but I know it won't be. Because look at Ziggler. Look at the promo he caught on the Backstage app. It was phenomenal. I'm like, oh shit, Ziggler's finally going to step out of this shadow that they're casting on him. And guess what he did? Well, he had an awesome match at SummerSlam, but now he's kind of like part of this weird faction between him, Ryback, and
Big Red.
Big Red Rowan. I couldn't think of the guy's name. So I don't know what they're doing with that guy. He cut that awesome promo, and now you got Ambrose. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm a huge Ambrose fan. I'm tired of what he's doing, and it's not even his fault. I don't blame him. I just blame the way he's being booked. When you have a guy that talented who can just cut promos off the cuff like he did on the app without them being written for him, why are you writing promos for him? That's just stupid. It's a waste of paper. You're killing the planet. Stop it. It's like this guy has this guy has the God-given talent to cut an amazing promo off the top of his head, and you're not utilizing that? Like, they always complain about so-and-so isn't passionate enough. This guy, it's like, you have a guy right here. Go watch that 30 times and tell me that that's not the guy you want. Like, come on. This guy would be selling out arenas like nothing if those were the promos you were letting him cut. But no. I mean, I was kind of hoping when I saw Barrett that Ambrose would come out and cut some kind of promo. No, we didn't get nothing, of course. They talked about the app, but they definitely skipped over a bunch of stuff. I don't know, did they show it? I don't remember if they showed his thing. I didn't think so. I know Cole mentioned it, but he only mentioned like a very small, like the most unimportant part. Cole was like, yeah, he talked about this? And it's like, that wasn't even the important part, Cole, you idiot.
Yeah, thanks, Cole. Fuck you and your terrible announcing.
Oh, and by the way, Cole, Jillian is not JBL's wife yet, ass. That guy,
Well, I won't say
like,
terrible announcing. He can be good, but
he
just
can be good, but sometimes he just says things, and it's like, dude, do some research before you say stuff.
all right, Mitch Dow.
Yo,
How do you feel about this possible fatal four-way for the title?
I don't like it. Maybe I'd be fine with a triple threat, being that there was tension teased between Ambrose and Ziggler, and I'd really like to see Ziggler and or not Ziggler, Ambrose and Barrett put on a pretty solid match at Fastlane. We saw the incredible match that Ziggler and Barrett had, so I can only imagine a triple threat between the three of them would tear the house down, make all three look strong, make the fucking poorly used Intercontinental title look worth something these days. So, the Fatal 4-Way with fucking throwing in R-Truth for no goddamn reason. Fuck that. I don't want to. At WrestleMania, what is R-Truth now? Is he performing once a year like fucking Undertaker?
Put it back in the holster until Mitch is done.
Oh, Jesus.
So, no. If anything, I think technically, I think the feud should remain between Wade Barrett and Ambrose. But if they're gonna throw in some off the wall fucking stipulation, I'd settle with a triple threat match.
Oh man. Sorry, I'm not laughing at you. I'm just laughing at a comment. I'll get to that in a second. But you definitely make a very good point. But I do want to ask, if you book this match for WrestleMania, do you do, I don't know, a ladder match, or do you do an elimination match?
An elimination match.
See, I would go with ladder because it just because that surrounds the title for me. Like, I get where you're coming with elimination. I don't think I would have minded elimination. I think that'd be all right. But I just like the idea of a ladder, and I think it would be cool with a Fatal 4. That's just my personal opinion, but I'm definitely here where you're coming from with the elimination. I think that would be cool too. But I feel like they would just eliminate R-Truth like that because he's got no reason to be in there. I do have two. I'll let you comment on that real quick, and then I got a question for both of you guys.
I do like that, being that the Intercontinental title was defended in a ladder match at WrestleMania. I like that. Okay, I changed my answer. I changed my answer.
I would go with a ladder match as well, just because it really encompasses just really fighting for the title. So Matt, you did mention that you have questions. Your eyebrow is raised. I'm gonna shave it off, but either way, go ahead, man.
I was good about it. I put it back in the holster while Mitch was talking.
Put it back in the holster. Jesus Christ! What is this? A fucking western with your eyebrow?
It's a lethal weapon, dude.
Next, you're gonna see a fucking tumbleweed go across the street.
Jesus.
Clint Eastwood's gonna show up feeling lucky, punk.
Then raise
All right, man, go ahead.
I love how this turned into. Could this be a ladder match or Fatal 4-Way to you feel lucky, punk? only here on React does it change that drastically. It's funny. I'm wondering the people who are like just tuning in, and they're thinking they're ready to watch something about wrestling, and all of a sudden they see just Alec go, "You feeling lucky, punk?" And they're like, "What the fuck is this?" All right.
Well,
so my two questions for you guys. My two questions, and I'm just spitballing here off the top of my head.
2 questions.
Do you think R-Truth will show up to WrestleMania with or without Little Jimmy?
Without.
Mitch says
I'm
with.
sorry. It's just awful. Without, God.
I think that the stipulation is going to be Little Jimmy is a special guest referee.
I like it. Book it.
Okay.
My second question is, I think that they should take out R-Truth because I don't really see a point for him being in there. No offense to him personally, but you know, it's not interesting. There's no draw to that for me. mainly because of his
Absolutely.
terrible build. And I would add in hashtag Axelmania. I just personally think
Mitch now has left the building.
I think Mitch just had a seizure and fell out of his chair. The mere thought of that caused him to seize up live on React. Mitch, do we need to call you an ambulance? I know the number. I will call them right now. Oh, thank God. Woo!
All
Oh,
right.
Lord. Oh, God.
So, before we get to our next topic here on React After Raw, we have the one and only Nick the Cena fan weighing in. Dude, isn't it past your bedtime already? Jesus,
Nick,
what are
you
you
got
doing?
school tomorrow, Nick. Go to bed.
Nick the Cena fan says Nick the Cena fan is greater than Matt.
Oh, snap.
Ooh, shots
Yo.
fired.
Nick the Cena fan is saying ladder match Bryan, Ziggles, Bad News Barrett, triple threat. Fair enough. Nick the Cena fan saying keep it PG. This is not a family show. This is uncensored. This is uncut. So just go. What are you? Why are you still up? You gotta go to bed. Don't you have school or something? Come on, Nick. I'm gonna tell your brother. He's gonna give you another F5 into the couch.
I just saw you yesterday, Nick, and I delivered a rock bottom to you. I thought I took you out.
And then he says, heal our truth with a cigarette. All right. Nick, go to bed. Just go to bed. What are you doing up? All right. We got to move on now. They quickly show the Triple H and Sting showdown, which the Memphis crowd was asleep for, I guess. There wasn't much reaction there.
I was
Happy
so
that
disappointed with that.
happy that Sting pulled out the bat. Mitch, you and I talked about that last week. You know, does Triple H pull out the sledgehammer? Does Sting pull out the bat? And he did. So we called here on React that it would happen. So they show
Sure as
that.
hell did.
And then after that, we have the business conference, and we see Randy Orton rejoin the Authority, obviously with ulterior motives in mind. You know, I'm guessing next week we'll see it, the turn happen. Matt is laughing over there. I don't know what's going on.
I'll
But
tell you guys in a minute.
anyway, Mitch, your initial reaction when you see Randy Orton rejoin the Authority?
God damn it. That, pretty much. I don't want him to take that route. I can understand like how they're gonna do it. Like it's predictable because he's gonna, like he said, 'cause later on with the segment between him and Rollins, by any means necessary, double entendre there. He secret meaning behind it, this and that and the other, and it's gonna play out exactly like we all expect it to. I just want Randy Orton kicking ass and taking names.
I definitely agree with you. I just want to see Randy Orton just vicious, badass Randy Orton just taking everybody out. So, Matt, you can stop laughing over there now.
Sorry,
And
Ken.
join the conversation here.
I'm back. I'm back.
Why do you think WWE makes this move of having Randy Orton rejoin the Authority instead of just straight out obliterating Seth Rollins right off the bat?
Well, obviously, there's about 5 weeks. Well, after tonight, there's going to be about 4 weeks left until WrestleMania. So they have to kind of fill that space with some kind of story. I like it. I think that I don't know if you noticed at the end of the main event when Randy Orton walked out, you could kind of see like as he's walking out after he kind of leaves Seth alone, and he's walking out of the arena and he goes backstage, he kind of looks this way a little bit, and you could see a smile on his face, which I thought was perfect.
Those little things, man. Those
Yeah.
little things that the best of the best do that really tell a story, which they don't teach anymore. They don't teach it at the Performance Center. They don't teach those those aspects of in-ring psychology that really help sell a match, sell a character, sell a story. They don't teach that anymore. Like unless you just pick it up naturally or you get lessons from like Pat Patterson or Dusty Rhodes, any of those guys. Other than that, you don't really get that anymore with a lot of the current up and coming talent, unless they've been on like the indie circuit for a while.
Randy Orton's just the damn best at in-ring psychology. Absolutely one of the best.
He truly is one of the most underrated talents in the company. I know some people want to disagree with that and say, well, he's not underrated, but yes, he is. He's never
He really is.
maybe not underrated, but underappreciated. He's one of those talents that you don't. Some people just aren't going to pick up on until after he's retired, and they look back and go, "Wow, Randy Orton was a really important aspect of this company." So, I guess we could say he's an underappreciated talent in the WWE.
Good word. Good word.
But primetime players have reunited. They
Jesus
basically ascension.
Christ.
I really don't want to talk about this. I just want to mention that I don't like what they've done to the Ascension. I hate it. They have completely they've just made them a caricature of what they used to be. In NXT they were this dominant, unstoppable tag team, and they still are on the main roster, but now they're just too cartoonish. In NXT they were believable. They cut decent promos. They did everything the right way, and now it's just painful to listen to. I'm sorry, Oz, but the Ascension just isn't good anymore.
They're dying slowly, and it's hard to watch.
It is hard to watch because they are a talented group, and the booking is just it's not good. I think it was even last week on Raw. I think it was last week. They did their entrance and they didn't even do the camera pan. They just, let's just walk out. Like those things, man, they bother me. All right, let's move on to the big thing at the top of the second hour, which is the Roman Reigns segment with his promo. He comes out and he is super, super nervous. You could tell that he was struggling to get through that opening promo. He was taking really, really deep breaths, and if I know anything from high school, I did the same fucking thing when I had to report in class, public speaking wise. You take those big, big breaths so you can get more words out, so you can get done faster, and that's what he did tonight when he first started out. And then Matt, you mentioned it as we were watching the show. You said that there was probably someone in the back saying, "Hit Brian's music, hit his fucking music now." It really would not surprise me if that's what happened. Brian comes out and cuts an amazing fucking promo. Obviously, mixed feelings about that here on the panel. But if you did not see it last night, Brian cut another amazing promo after he lost at Fastlane. You want to see it, go to ropebreakwrestling.com. It's up. It's in an article. Go check it out. It is good. It is solid. So, Matt, like you told me earlier, we know what Brian's been doing for the past 10 months. So, Brian cuts his promo and essentially calls Reigns out, saying he doesn't have the heart. He only has the strength and the size and look, but he doesn't have the heart. Daniel Bryan has the heart that more than half the people that walk down the ramp. The people don't believe in Reigns, and then Bryan flips and says, "But I believe in you, and I want you to go to WrestleMania and beat the crap out of Brock Lesnar." And essentially, what WWE did, which I think was a smart move, but we may not all agree here. I think it was smart by taking Daniel Bryan and having him put Reigns over. So you have the Daniel Bryan fans now behind Roman Reigns, hopefully going into WrestleMania. And now, before we jump to Paul Heyman coming out and saying what he says, Mitch, I know you were extremely upset with what happened with Daniel Bryan's promo, so I want you to shoot on that now.
I don't. My mind just got fucking bombarded. I don't even know where to begin on that. It's so. Personally, I'm the best way I can describe myself is very CM Punk minded. I can't. If I know that I'm good at something, I'm not gonna kiss somebody's ass, and I'm sorry. That's what I feel Daniel Bryan is doing. because he's having to take a back seat again, and they're not changing their mind, obviously, this time. And so he's got to fucking try to make Reigns look as... And I'll give the man his credit. He's trying his absolute best. I don't think it's going to work. It's smart on WWE, but I fucking hate it.
I definitely see where you're coming from, man. It is very difficult to see, kind of what they're doing now with Daniel Bryan. He is, taking a back seat again, even though he is the most over guy on the goddamn roster. So Paul Heyman comes out, and he starts spewing off, Hogan versus Andre, Stone Cold 1998, The Rock 99. Just John Cena anytime in the past 13 years saying, anytime I would pick Roman Reigns. Really riling up the crowd, trying to, take the crowd's hatred of Paul Heyman and turn it into positives for Roman Reigns, I guess. And, Reigns reiterates the point that he made on the Blizzard Raw, saying that, you don't have to like me. You don't have to, but whatever the fuck it is he said, I really don't care. I'm honest. I don't. The promos from Reigns just don't feel genuine, especially when he makes those stupid faces. It just shatters all disbelief in anything that's going on. Like if he had said that promo, like I mentioned, you guys, Stone Cold. No emotion, just said it with a straight face, looking dead in Paul Heyman's eyes. It would have been so much more believable. But because he makes those stupid faces, it ruins everything. And you have Vince who's probably thinking, oh, swagger. That's what Reigns needs to have, swagger. Here's our swagger in days, right? They're swaggering nowadays. Okay, we're going to have swagger. That's what Reigns is. He's swagger. Oh, yeah, that's what we got to do. And it just, he tries to have swagger when he cuts a promo, and it just ruins the whole goddamn thing. So Vince, I will ask you again, like I asked you a few weeks ago in an article, stop writing his promos. Matt, you study promos relentlessly here for Rope Break. You have done for many, many years. What do you think, man?
Oh, man. Well, to kind of backtrack just a couple seconds, I'm kind of taking a different stance than Mitch on Daniel Bryan's promo personally. I feel like I loved his promo, and I really didn't mind him because I felt like it wasn't over the top ass-kissing. I felt it was more respect. That's the sense that I got out of it. It wasn't in the beginning. When he started talking about the tag team match, and there's no other person that I would be ready to share the ring with in this tag match tonight than you. I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, that ruined it for me right there. I'm like, take that part out. And then at the end of his promo, instead of saying, what did he say, go beat the crap out of Lesnar, he should have taken what he said in the promo backstage after Fastlane and said, do me one favor. Make sure when you go to WrestleMania, you kick Lesnar's ass. That's what he should have said, and just left it right there. That would have brought it full circle. That promo would have felt more realistic, and I would have been behind it 100%. I'm kind of behind it 85% because I thought it was a really well-done promo other than those two parts. So I kind of disagree with Mitch as far as the beginning part feeling, like he was kissing his ass. I felt it was more respect, but I hear what you're saying because that part about, him wanting, I really would like to be your tag team partner, Mr. Reigns. That's what it sounded like to me. If you let me, golly gee, that'd be swell. That's that's what that should. That's what.
Man, I think you should have written the fucking promos tonight.
Jesus Christ.
That's what it is.
It's like 60s Looney Tunes. Golly gee whiz, man. Let me be your partner. We'll take them down together.
That's what that
positive attitude.
Exactly. Be a star.
Yes.
That's exactly. That's what it felt like to me. That's exactly. It's gonna be all right, Mitch. I promise.
Right, I'm done dying over here. I'm
It's
sorry.
I don't know. That's just what that part. If without that part and with him being a little bit more aggressive at the end, I think I would have been way more sold on that promo. But overall, I thought he did a great job, far better than he did before he left. And that backstage promo had me floored. I loved it. I was like, put so much emotion into it. The facial expressions he was using, it just felt more realistic, and I loved every second of it. And as far as Reigns goes, I really want to like the guy. I really, really do.
I think
But
that's how everyone's stance is on Roman Reigns. I know Mitch mentioned tonight that he's finally permanently on the side that he fucking hates Roman Reigns. I don't know if that stance is going to change, but I
no.
feel like a lot of people are teetering the line of hating the guy or liking the guy. It's just so hard because they're pushing him so hard, so fast. I swear to Christ, we talk about this every week. He's been
Yeah.
pushed too hard. He's been pushed too fast. He's still Roman Reigns from the Shield, not Roman Reigns, a singles competitor. I mean, I could give you the fucking recap for the past 6 months of what we talked about with Roman Reigns. It's been the same argument every month. He talks about his doubters and his detractors and, the people who don't like him and the people who boo him. And yeah, we get that, but you have those detractors and those doubters and those haters and the people who boo you for a reason because you're not genuine. I guess that's the best way I can put it. Is he's not a genuine character. He's not a real character yet. He's still Roman Reigns from the Shield. We don't know the real Roman Reigns. We know you come from the legendary Anoa'i family. We know your dad is one half of the Wild Samoans. Your cousin is the Rock. Your cousins are the Usos. You have a great background, but we don't know you. We just know Roman Reigns from the Shield. We don't know Roman Reigns. You're just
Yeah.
not a genuine character.
Fuck,
That's
I would take. I failed at my football career, and I'm gonna make up for it by kicking everybody's ass. God damn it! I would take that over the fucking shit he's doing now. I can't get into fucking anything and believe that he still fucking uses it. Why? Why? Some catchphrases are born to catch on. Austin 316. If you smell what the Rock is cooking, somehow, in some fucking way, Daniel Bryan took one word, fucking revolutionized the word yes and no.
Stone Cold did it with what?
And yeah, fucking Austin did it with what? Believe that is stupid. It's never gonna fucking get over. Stop using it.
I do want to say one thing to Mitch. I do implore you because I get exactly where you're coming from, and I think had I not watched the main event last night at Fastlane, I may be exactly in the same situation you're in. I may feel the same way. Go watch that match because that's really the only thing saving it for me is the fact that he proved to me last night that he really does have some in-ring ability, that he does have a lot of heart. He put a lot into that match, and I was extremely, extremely impressed with him. Had I not watched that,
I'm not doubting any of his in-ring ability. I'm sure the guy will, in given time, I'm sure he'll be able to go with the best of him. Especially learning with Daniel Bryan, like right off the bat, like that WWE's is fantastic and smart for putting him with Bryan, but just it's his character. I can't get into somebody that I don't give a shit about their character, whether they're good. Like Curtis Axel. Curtis Axel is fantastic in a ring. I just don't give a shit about him.
Absolutely.
oh, you will after he revolutionizes hashtag
Oh, stop.
All right.
WrestleMania.
That's enough of that.
But I think that I do want to say that during his promo, when he was talking to Paul Heyman, and he said when he first started the promo, and he's like, "Paul, what are you doing over there? Why don't you step over in front of me?"
I like
that was smart. That was smart. That
He's
I
like,
like.
"Look at me and then tell me I can't." And I was
I
just
like
like, that is
And
it.
then
That's
and then it
exactly what
fucking
you have to
changed
do.
because he made those facial expressions. and
Well,
it ruined everything.
I think what it was, I think his facial expressions are like his little, like every wrestler has kind of that little thing that they say, like Seth Rollins says all right, like in between everything when he can't think of it, like all right, and then he'll think and then he'll say something
Yeah,
else. Like I still love the guy and think he cuts great promos, but once you hear their little like their
kind of
little
a
breather,
nervous twitch.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Like,
It's just like a nervous twitch. It's
well,
just
Macho Man used to do it too. When he couldn't think of something to say, he would be like, "Yeah, oh yeah," and then he would like think, and then he would say something. He would use that as his break. Um,
but he's the fucking Macho Man.
I'm
That's
just
the
saying that
difference.
everybody has their little break.
Oh, no
The
doubt, no
reason
no doubt.
I think the reason the promo fell short is because of the fact that Reigns didn't know what the hell he wanted to say, and then he panicked. I think the crowd was a little bit, he got a little bit of heat, and I think when he first got out there, it was kind of overwhelming because he got hit with a bunch of boos. So I think he got really nervous, didn't know what to say. That's why he was breathing heavy. This promo felt a little more comfortable. Then when he got to the point like, oh shit, I don't know what I'm going to say next. I can't fail in front of these guys. They'll chew me alive. This is live television. He kind of just started using the facial expressions and doing all this shit. I think the more he progresses, the better he'll get.
I
Goodbye,
definitely agree with
Matt.
you there. And Matt has frozen here for the first time. He made it 45 minutes without freezing, so
That's a record.
that is pretty impressive. But I do want to move on now because we've been here for 45 minutes. We usually only go an hour. We'll probably hit overtime tonight. But either way, we do this for you guys because it's just for the fans, by the fans. But I want to jump. We're going to skip over the tag team championship match. Um, it was good. I don't like that Kid and Cesaro are using Cesaro's theme. Mitch, you can tell the people what you told us earlier off the air, what the theme song sounds like.
It literally, to me, sounds like a fucking guitar farting with an ambulance siren behind it.
There you go, folks. That is what it sounds like. Matt has just messaged in here and said his laptop has died. He will be right back. So we are going to continue to move on here. Matt will return to the show shortly. The Miz and Sandow segment. I just want to quickly say that they're taking way too long to make this happen, to pull the trigger on this feud. It's well overdue. They're trying to turn Sandow into the leading man now to make Miz jealous. Miz looks like he hasn't slept in fucking weeks. He's got CM Punk bags under his eyes. So I feel they're taking way too long to pull the trigger on this feud and make it happen. That's all I'm going to say about that. But now let's get to the one of the biggest moments of the night, which was Bray Wyatt's promo with the casket. Telling Undertaker that he's coming for him. He's going to take him back to where he belongs. It's time for him to go home. Saying 21-1 has become more than just a number to you. Saying that when you fell last year, you could feel him breathing on your neck. He dug his claws into you, and he's pulling you under. And I really, really love this promo from Bray Wyatt. Really, really interested to see how Undertaker responds. Hopefully next week, because Bray has issued the challenge. He's been issuing it for a while. Undertaker, if you go on his wife Michelle McCool's Instagram page, you can see them. He's training. He's dyed the beard. He's dyed the hair, so he is coming back. So I'm really interested to see how the dead man responds. He's right back there, always watching over this place, protecting it with his mystical, magical powers. I got the urn somewhere. I lost it. I don't know what happened to it. But really, really excited for this feud to happen. Matt, you are a big Bray Wyatt fan. You have been since he stepped on the scene in WWE. What do you think, man? Where does this go? What happens next week?
I have no idea. I think the Undertaker has to return soon, so I'm wondering when that's going to be. I know we all are. I loved that promo. You know what I really liked about that promo? It had nothing even to do with anything he said. I really liked the fact that you could see his breath. Like, I don't know if you guys noticed that, but you could
Oh
see
yeah,
his
the
breath.
smoke that was coming, and it was more than just his breath. I think they like wet his shirt down or wet his hair, and then just the temperature in the room with the lighting, you could see just the smoke coming off him. I thought there was whether that was intentional or not, that was still a really cool effect.
Yeah, it added to the moment and was really, really well done. I love that he was talking into the cat. Everything about this promo was awesome. I've liked his promo since. I know a lot of people have been hating him because they haven't been directed towards anybody. It's like, come on. We all know they're directed towards The Undertaker. Use a little bit of imagination. He's supposed to be this crazy, character that nobody knows what the hell he's talking about. That's the point. I knew he was talking about Taker, and I thought it was awesome that he was saying all these things. But now all of a sudden, I don't think this promo was any different than the ones that he's been cutting about Taker. I just think that now that people know it's about Taker, they're like, oh, this one was great. Um, I thought they've all been great. I don't think this one was any different. But I thought that this one there was more effort put into it as far as the theatrics went. Um, so I'm really, really excited. I loved him coming out in the casket at Fastlane. When I heard that gong, I'm just like, oh my God, what? And then when I thought about it, I'm just like, watch it be. I thought maybe Bray Wyatt would be coming down wearing Undertaker's getup, and then he would like do the thing with his hand and lift it up, and it would just be him. Um, but the casket was even cooler. Him just
Absolutely.
sitting up. I loved when he was doing his laugh, and as he's doing his laugh, he's
Yeah, he
lying
goes
slowly
back.
back into the casket. Perfect. I'm pumped about this suit. I think it's going to be awesome. I know a lot of people. Oh, Undertaker doesn't have it left. Oh, what's the point? His streak is not intact anymore.
Don't
Um,
matter.
I
It doesn't matter. It's about the match. It's about taking a young talent and putting him over and really just giving him a big push because I feel like Bray Wyatt's the next guy who's going to get a big push from the company, and facing the Undertaker is a big place to start.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And I'm not doubting. I don't know if there's anything out there about this, but I really feel like Undertaker is the one who called this because it's been said before that Undertaker really likes the Bray Wyatt character, and I'm pretty sure in the past he wanted to help write Bray Wyatt or wanted to help do something with his character, had ideas and wanted to talk about it or something to that effect. I remember reading something about that. I know he really does like the Bray Wyatt character a lot, and likes Wyndham. Um, but I don't know, something about this promo was awesome. This feud's going to be awesome. I don't mind the streak being in. I do think that personally, I think it would add a little bit of an element to it if Bray Wyatt were the one to beat the streak. But that's just that's not obviously not going to happen, and I don't think it really takes that much away from the match. I'm still really pumped to see it.
Absolutely.
I know you asked me this before whether or not Undertaker will put over Bray Wyatt. And I think that's a really good question. And at first I was like, oh, yeah, definitely. I would be surprised if he didn't. Then I thought about it, and I'm like, him coming off of a loss, then taking another loss, yes, it's to an up-and-comer. And, yes, he did lose to Brock Lesnar, so in that sense it makes sense. I was wondering also, are they going to try to build him for Sting at WrestleMania 32? I don't know. I'm seeing him. Honestly, if I had to make a guess, I would have to say I see him putting over Wyatt. I just don't see any other reasoning for anything else. And if that happens, I don't see Sting Taker happening at WrestleMania 32. But
Interesting.
well, because I think Sting is going to beat Triple H, and then you have Taker losing two WrestleManias in a row, unless Taker beats Sting. But I don't know. This is gonna turn into a really long discussion, and we just don't got the time. Ain't nobody got the time for that.
That's another discussion for another episode. But Mitch, same question to you. Do you think the Undertaker puts Bray Wyatt over at WrestleMania?
Oh yeah, most definitely. We talked about that last week on the episode, and I predicted that we would see 2 straight WrestleMania losses for the Undertaker. If I didn't know that Undertaker was heavily into Bray Wyatt's character, shame on me for not knowing that. But if that's the case, then that cements my belief that Undertaker will definitely put him over. I think Bray Wyatt definitely deserves it. He could definitely use it, being that his character's kind of just weighted here and there, and um, so most definitely Undertaker. Like I said last week, Undertaker's never had a problem putting over talent. He had no problem putting over Brock Lesnar, and if he's the biggest fan as what you guys say of Bray Wyatt, then most definitely he'll put over Bray Wyatt and pass the torch off.
I definitely agree. For those of you who missed it last week, I did mention that, there is a possibility that Undertaker doesn't wrestle, but he's going to show up either way because he gets paid $1 million, so it's a pretty nice payday.
Holy shit! Wait, what? That's what he gets
Yeah.
paid,
Undertaker gets paid $1 million for WrestleMania.
dude.
Whether he wrestles or not, he gets paid $1 million.
Yeah.
I'm guessing he probably gets half of that for showing up on Raw. So he makes a fair good chunk of change around WrestleMania season. But my thought is
chunk of change.
If he doesn't wrestle, he will give Bray Wyatt the urn and give his soul to Bray Wyatt, like Bray Wyatt has been saying.
Oh shit,
And
that'd be cool.
kind of an interesting thing that I think would be cool is if Bray Wyatt holds the urn up and then the lights go out, lightning strikes the ring, and then when the lights come back on, you just see Undertaker's hat and trench coat laying in the ring. I think that would be insanely cool. You put Bray Wyatt over, the torch is passed. I think that would just be an amazing moment. I mean, that's how I would book it if Undertaker wasn't wrestling.
Dude, you can't see my arm, but that is literally giving me fucking goosebumps. That'd be cool as fucking hell.
I would agree if my thing didn't kind of freeze as you were explaining it. I was
Alright,
I'm like getting into it. I'm like, what is he gonna say? And then it stopped, and I'm just like, son of a bitch.
Where did I cut off? Because I'll explain it to you again.
After something about lightning, that's exactly where
Okay.
it cut off.
So the arena goes dark as Bray Wyatt's holding the urn up. Lightning strikes the ring. When the lights come back on, the only thing that's left in the ring of Undertaker is his hat and his trench coat.
Oh my lord.
Yes. That's exactly I wish my camera was good enough so you guys could see the goosebumps. That's fucking awesome. I would totally fucking get behind that.
I think that would be awesome. I think that would make that even more awesome as if he did wrestle. Actually, I'm almost positive he is. I'll throw it up on our Facebook page. There was an Instagram photo, unless it's already up on our page, but there was an Instagram photo of that Michelle McCool put out showing the Undertaker training in a gym. He was doing squats and stuff, so I think he was going to wrestle.
I mentioned that. Told me to go look at Michelle McCool's Instagram page, and you could see Undertaker working out. Still looks in great shape. So
I think he will wrestle. I think that would put him over, and then
there won't be many high dives from Undertaker. There won't be many big spots, but it'll definitely be a good technical wrestling match from the two of them.
I don't know. I think Old Taker might put something out, but I think after they wrestle and Bray Wyatt beats him, that's what needs to happen. He gives them the urn. Lightning strikes down. And the only thing that's left is his trench coat and his hat, and done.
One more slow clap for fucking Alec. That's brilliant.
But we've been here for an hour. And it's time to hit overtime here. We still have not a lot to get through, but just enough. A segment in the show that Matt was very upset about, I got upset about, Mitch got upset about, was John Cena's promo. Mitch, you mentioned that John Cena should have came out and immediately been pissed off after what happened last night. I thought the same thing. I thought his initial reaction was it was a typical John Cena promo. Nothing could knock me down. I just get back up. I keep fighting. I didn't really lose. It wasn't enough. It wasn't fucking genuine. This is WrestleMania season. You just got fucking cheap shotted and then kicked in the face, knocked out, and you lost, and you come out and you say, "Oh, I keep fighting. Don't quit, John. Don't quit, John." Like, he should have been angry. Last week on Raw, he's like, "I'm gonna bring reckless abandon to you, Rusev. I'm gonna take you out." And then this week it's like, "Oh, you pulled one over on me, Rusev. Great."
Golly
Like,
gee.
yeah, pat on the
Gee
back for
whiz,
you.
Rusev. Gee whiz, Rusev. I
Yeah,
can't believe it.
exactly. Gee whiz, Rusev, you beat me. Oh, I'm gonna take you at WrestleMania. Like, just run for fucking president already if you're gonna talk like that.
Yep.
And
Yep.
then, and then instead of it becoming a personal rivalry, it once again reverts back to USA versus Russia. And I told Mitch last night, you know, as we were talking, you know, that it should become, I don't know, maybe it was Mitch, maybe it was Matt, I don't know. Yeah, it's late, I'm old, I'm not that old, but, you know, I said that I like Rusev because he's becoming more of, you know, a Russian character and more of a monster heel. And now they just said, nope, fuck that, throw it out. And really, that's what they did. No, nope, fuck that, we're done with that. We're going back to USA versus Russia, and it
Yep.
just kills the entire fucking story here. Well, I'm going to bring the US Championship back to where it belongs. Like, yeah, that's great. You have two main event talents feuding over a completely garbage title that has been relevant in years. And now it's not a personal rivalry, and that's what really irks me about this whole thing. It's not personal. It's USA versus Russia. Like, I can understand if that's kind of like the underlying tone, but instead now we see it's taking over the whole storyline. And I was excited for this, and now I'm not.
Yep. I'm sorry, but I'd take it extremely personal. Somebody just like kicked me in the nuts and then choked my ass out. I'd be pretty pissed. I wouldn't like, oh well, you can do whatever you want to me, but don't talk about my country.
Absolutely. I feel the same way. Like, I get it, but again, this should now be a personal rivalry. If John Cena wanted to get revenge for what happened at Fastlane, to embarrass Rusev on the grandest stage of them all, and finally defeat him in front of 70, 80, 90,000 people, that's what this should be about. Instead,
Yeah.
it is about country versus country over a garbage title that hasn't meant anything in years.
I
I
had
just,
I had a feeling it would fucking divulge into this because it's Cena. He's always been, well, no, that's too good of a hand salute for his ass. And he's always the Marine and hustle, loyalty, stand up for America.
Hey, The Breed was a great movie.
shut up.
Shut up,
Just
man.
stop. Stop.
But seriously, I take a different stance than you guys. You know,
Of
if somebody
course.
kicked me in the nuts and choked me out, I too would stand in the mirror and say, never give up, Matt.
Jesus
Never
Christ.
give up. I would say, you can do this, Matt. They can't see you, Matt. That's what I would do.
Oh my
That's
god.
exactly what. That's
Oh,
exactly.
Fired.
This
You're
promo,
fired.
this promo was the absolute. I was so annoyed by it because it's just like Alex said. I've been saying this forever. It's exactly how I feel, dude. He's like a presidential candidate trying to win the fans' vote. It's like, stop. Like, I want to be able to like you, but you're making it so fucking difficult. Like, you come out, and I know you have. See, here's the issue. We all know he has the potential to cut really great promos. We know he has the potential to do really great matches. And then when he doesn't and chooses to do it this way, that's when I get pissed off because it's like, you're insulting my intelligence. We know you're good. We know you have that ability. Why the hell are you doing it this way? And like you both said, completely agree. He got cheated out of his match, and he got put out. He was knocked out, and then he comes on Raw, and he's not even that angry about it. He's more mad about him talking about the U.S. I'm like, really? Like, come on, dude. Like, I understand you never give up, but put a little bit more emotion into it. Make it more real, because I'm not even caring about this match anymore.
Yeah, seriously. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm going to get into different topics. So if you have something to say about that, jump into it.
Oh, go ahead, man. What was
I'm
yours?
just going to say I do disagree a little bit with Alec on the fact that I don't mind them doing U.S. versus, just for the fact that because it is going to be over the title, that makes sense to me. I don't like it because I feel like they've completely ruined the build on him being a foreign heel just because he fought Swagger 30 times.
You know what we're gonna get? We're gonna get John Cena fucking Rocky style promos from Rocky 4 of him fucking running around and shit in the snow and ice and training and all this
Yup.
other shit. And while that stuff is still cool to see that kind of build up, which I feel like WWE should do a lot more often, like the personal build up to the match, it's just not. It's not. I don't care for it anymore. I just don't. I don't care. Rusev's gonna get fucking beat at WrestleMania, and it'll just become some weird dancing Russian fellow with a tin hat and a fucking monkey on his shoulder, and plays a jukebox. Whatever these things are, jukebox, Jack in the Box, and the monkey dances, and then he just super kicks the guy, and then he wins. It's some goofy fucking gimmick. So.
Santino Marella returns and they become a tag team.
Yeah.
You heard it here, folks. Rope
That's
Break
what's gonna
Wrestling.
happen.
Alec's making predictions.
We
for
predict the
Rusev's
future here. We're a little bit less of a wrestling website, a little bit more of a couple of prophets.
Yeah.
We're the wrestling prophets. I agree with you on Cena beating Rusev. I mean, I don't see Rusev beating Cena. The only upside to that, and I'm not even a fan of the U.S. title, and this is a very minimal upside because I could care less about the title itself.
You're not patriotic.
I'm kind of thinking in advance, and this may never even happen, but in my thinking of booking, Cena winning the U.S. title will bring prominence back to it, and if they are considering combining the titles at some point with the Intercontinental and U.S. just to get rid of the U.S., and Cena has that title, and he loses cleanly to Ziggler, because, I mean, the way Ambrose is now, I'm not interested in him being Intercontinental Champion. Unless we get the Ambrose that he did backstage, I'm all for it. And I sure as hell don't want R-Truth, no offense to him. But, and Bad News Bears so badly booked, I'd be nervous. I think the only one I would be interested in getting that strap, because I've always felt like he has that look of an Intercontinental Champion, is Dolph Ziggler. So having Ziggler beat Cena cleanly, they could even have the thing that, Cena has the U.S., he has the Intercontinental, they start feuding. The storyline could be, where were you when I needed you at SummerSlam, or what was it, Survivor Series? I carried that team on my back. And they could kind of go off of that storyline, and that would give him a lot of prominence. Him beating Cena would be huge. I know that's complete fantasy booking and probably never going to happen. Cena will be the U.S. champion. Dolph Ziggler will be fired at some point because WWE sucks. And Cena will be Intercontinental Champion too. Then he'll win the WWE World Heavyweight Champion from Roman Reigns, and then he'll win the Divas Championship from Nikki Bella.
Stop.
She'll just give it to him because she'll just give it to him. He'll be like, if you give me the title, I'll marry you. And give you kids. And she's like, take it.
Jesus Christ. Here's my fantasy booking. We were talking last.
Mitch is trying to tell us fantasy booking. Why don't you be quiet over there? Go ahead, Mitch.
we were talking last night, or last week, for Direction of Ambrose. Here it is.
Sorry.
Cena wins the U.S. title. Ambrose wins the Intercontinental. Ambrose turns heel against Cena. Title unification match. There we go. We get Jon Moxley-like promos on Cena. I'm pretty sure Ambrose could bring fucking gold out of a toaster if he wanted to. So.
What the fuck does that even mean?
As in, like, his since he does such good promos, he would, like, it would bleed off onto Cena. Cena would equally cut as good promos.
No, I got that. I understood what you were saying, but what the fuck is that going to do with a toaster?
Because you put all the minerals in the fucking toaster, all right, and you put it on the highest setting and you pop it down. Dean Ambrose yells at it for 10 minutes, and out pops fucking gold. All right, that's how it works. I don't know.
Interesting.
I'm just taking a stab in the dark here.
No, that's
man,
gotta be. Is that some Memphis saying that us upstate New Yorkers don't know about?
No, I'm just saying Ambrose is so good he could get a golden promo out of a fucking toaster.
Oh, okay. All right. I understood it as he could get gold from a toaster, like
Yeah,
the toaster
that's what I understood
the
it as.
toaster could make gold. I'm not getting that. Okay.
I just explained it to you.
Okay.
Fill it up.
He could wrestle a toaster and it would be gold. He could have a promo match with a toaster and it would be gold.
It could be like Pillman and wrestle a giant pencil, and it would be gold. But we do have to move on because we are 10 minutes into overtime here on React After Raw.
Take a nap, Matt.
That maybe 1 minute Divas tag match was fucking terrible. The crowd booed. It was stupid. I thought Brie was finally going to turn on Nikki tonight and set up the sister versus sister match at WrestleMania for the title. Nope, it was a fucking squash match. It was awful. It was stupid. If there was another company where they could make WWE money, all the fucking divas should go work there. Because, or better yet, they should just go to NXT and find another fucking job where they can make decent money and still wrestle for WWE. Because it's just not fucking... it annoys the shit out of me that happened.
The way that match ended made me think, like, where the fuck did Alec ever come up with the idea? Like, I was thinking, okay, well, maybe Alec's right, maybe. And then, like, that ending was just so fucking far out of left field. It was like, why would Alec even fucking think that? That's how bad that ending was.
Yeah, that I was just like, well, so much for that theory. Oh, maybe next week we'll get another 1 minute match and we'll see Brie turn on Nikki. I
do think that that's going to eventually happen, though. I think that is what they're building towards. I think it's a smart move. I think I wish they had gone this path before, because I really do like them as a tag team. I really do like them together. I think that they, the promo that they cut, I think it was last night on Fastlane. I don't know. They cut some bitchy diva promo and it was really good. They're getting. I shouldn't say it was really good. It was better than they've been doing. Got a little ahead of myself. It wasn't really good. I'm gonna calm down. It was just okay. But they're improving, which is really good. And I think now's the time where they could have a decent rivalry. So I think it would be better for Brie turning on Nikki instead of it the other way around. She becomes a baby face. Even though wherever they go, like half the places they go, Nikki ends up being a baby face. So it's weird. Like half the crowd.
It's because of Total Divas.
Yep.
Because she's connected to John Cena, even though they don't make that connection on television. It's because of Total Divas that happens. But it's just, I'm so disappointed in this fucking company and what they do with these women. I
agree. It was just such a waste. It pissed me off too. I'm like, really? I wonder what. I guess Aussie was telling me yesterday. I think his name is Greg Solomon, the Solomonster on YouTube. Has a diva counter where he counts how long the divas matches go, and they rarely go over 3 minutes. How long that was? That had to be only 30 seconds. That it was barely.
It wasn't even tops.
It was short. The only good thing about that match that I do gotta say is I really dig the colors that the Bellas are wearing. I don't know why, but I really like Brie's tights. I don't know about you guys. I don't know if it was just me, but for some reason I really dug her tights. I don't know why. I just think it worked for her. I did dig her tights a lot. That like little slits going down. That like slits. They were very classy. Very classy.
I mean, if we're being honest here, I was too busy looking at Nikki, but
I didn't want to bring that up. But
the hat. I mean, the hat. It's the hat.
Yeah, the hat. Exactly. Yeah, the hat. Yeah.
Yep. It's always the hat. But,
right. Did you see her pair of her sneakers? Those are nice. She has
Yeah,
nice.
man.
She has
Are those
her sneakers.
J's? Are those some
Yeah.
Jordans?
Yeah, they're nice. And she has a nice pair of sneakers. Yeah.
Very nice pair
Don't
of sneakers.
don't ever talk about WWE and sneakers around me. I had a bad experience with that once with a friend, and it was.
We're figuring this guy was involved in that too.
I think you were there.
I was definitely there. If it's the friend I think you're talking about,
WWE and sneakers. That's like the two
about
most
5'2", completely round.
He's a little taller than 5'2", buddy. Fucking Danny DeVito, Jesus.
I know he's taller than 5'2".
But he is rotund as fuck. But either way, we do need to move on to the main event. We are 15 minutes into overtime.
Make that a T-shirt, rotund as fuck.
But
Jesus.
That's what
Anyway.
you hear on React, people. You get jokes, reviews, and angry talking and swearing. It's a really great show.
And sneakers.
And sneakers,
Sneakers.
apparently. We're talking about fucking
Yeah.
sneakers now.
Sneakers.
But,
Sneakers, very nice.
Move on to Seth Rollins and Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns and Daniel Bryan. And what was a pretty decent main event. I don't know. It was a good match, but something just doesn't. Something not sitting well with me about it. I don't know what it is. I know Matt. I know you kind of got upset towards the end about stuff that kind of went on near the end of the match. You have Randy Orton back now, and they're not pulling the trigger yet, which is fine. The RKO is one person, but just trying to give Seth Rollins a pat on the back, like, okay, yeah, good job, buddy, I get it.
That's actually the part that saved it for me.
Yeah, I think that was a smart move. It's like, oh, hey, I'm not going to get you, but next time it happens, I'll take you down, basically. But I don't know. I don't know what it is. Something about this match isn't sitting right with me. I don't know why. I really don't.
Sorry, Mitch's cat meowing in the background. I just can't. I'm sorry.
Mitch's cat is
He
going.
was trying so nonchalantly to hit the mute button. Nope. I think the whole
Going
world
ballistic. His cat's trying to weigh in here.
His cat was pissed about that main event. Cat was like, "Are you shitting me right now?"
I mean, it was a good match.
My favorite part of that match, that damn scoop slam. That is a work of art.
Dude,
That
like
should be hung in
I
museums.
said, like I said to you guys off air, Randy Orton is the smoothest motherfucker in the ring.
He really
That guy
is.
pulls off just the way he does his moves. It's like water. It's so fluid. It really is something special to watch.
I'd compare it to X-Lax, because X-Lax is pretty fucking smooth, yo.
And now we have poop jokes. After Raw. I don't know what this show is turning into. This isn't what I signed up for.
It's got to be a Memphis thing.
Come on, smooth as... What is it with you bashing Memphis tonight, man? Come
I don't
on.
He's
know.
still
I don't know.
angry about
That
fat.
needs to be that. Yeah, I am. That needs to be a shirt though. It's a Memphis thing.
Smooth as X-Lax.
I think Rope Break's gonna sell that shirt. It's a Memphis. Is Memphis trademarked? We're gonna find that out. Anyway,
How could Memphis be trademarked? It's a fucking city.
I don't know. Can you sell merchandise with the word Memphis? I don't know what the trademarks are.
What?
There's companies that sell shit with names of states. I don't know if the state itself won't. I don't know the rules and regulations of whether or not you can sell stuff with state names on them. Alec.
Well, we'll give
I'm
him
not
5
aware.
cents in a box of X-Lax and fucking royalties, okay?
There you go. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I don't know the rules and regulations. I didn't know you were so knowledgeable in that field.
Why do you think my head is so big? So much up there.
So much hot air.
Yeah.
It's more swelling than anything.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a fucking tiny hamster spinning around inside your fucking head.
Oh, it is. It is. It enjoys carrots. I like this match.
It enjoys carrots.
It enjoys. It's a yeah.
I didn't sign up for this. Boss, I didn't sign up for this, man. You made me do this show.
Hamsters
Not
enjoy
what I
carrots,
signed up
right?
for.
What's so funny? Hamsters enjoy carrots.
It's just so fucking random. It enjoys carrots.
Anyway, back on point. I thought the match was really well done. Randy Orton is such an amazing athlete. He's such an amazing wrestler, and I hate the people that say he's not good, because those are the people that can't look past a crappy booking to see the talent. Like, just because he's been booked bad does not mean that he's a bad talent.
Amen.
In my opinion, he's one of the best talents that WWE has ever had. And it's really because I'm seeing, you know, like I honestly feel like, and a lot of people have said this, Stone Cold, Cena, they've all said this about him, and it's really true. Like, this guy has not even tapped his full potential. Like, this guy has so much more ability. It's just crazy. Excited that he's back. The main event I thought was really well done. I was really into more of the story of the main event than the actual wrestling. I don't know about you guys. I was kind of more paying attention to that. I was kind of zoned into, obviously, Randy really selling that he's with the Authority, you know, pulling Rollins out of the way when Daniel Bryan was going to jump through, pulling him aside, kind of helping him. It's all right, buddy, we got this. Take a deep breath. You know, really selling that he's with Rollins. But what pissed me off, also, I just want to point out, I liked when Daniel Bryan was going for the cover and Randy Orton jumped in and punched him. I thought that was an awesome way to get some heat on.
How about Daniel Bryan going for that diving headbutt?
Oh, Jesus.
Smacking his fucking head on the mat.
Oh, that was brutal.
His arms didn't even, like, protect him. He just fucking, bam.
His belly flopped on that shit, and boom.
His head just bounced off. I'm like,
whiplash.
I swear, ever since he's come back from being out 10 months, I'm like, fuck, I want to mother him. Like, no, don't do that. Don't do that. No, don't fucking do anything that's like, no.
Yep. Yeah, I'm just like, I feel like he's been taking way more risks since he's been back.
He really has.
I feel like he wants to prove he's the same Daniel Bryan. He can still go at the same pace he used to go to. He can still wrestle at the same capacity and talent level that he used to wrestle at. And, you know, he said here and there that he's going to change up his style, but we haven't seen that. We've just seen him go all out. Like, I don't know if he's trying to prove to the people in the back, like, hey, I can fucking do this. I'm the most over guy on your roster, and you're having some greenest turtle shit asshole in the main event at WrestleMania. I feel like, you know, that's an objective here. Like, hey, I can do this. Pay attention to me. Look what happened last time. That's just my opinion on it.
I think he has kind of changed a little bit. I think his character is way different than it was. I think his character has evolved a lot. His wrestling, obviously, I don't want him to change his wrestling though, because that's what makes him special. That's what makes him unique, is his ability to wrestle and be a technical wrestler like he is. And you don't see many guys his size with his technical ability being a technical wrestler, being over with the fans like he is. You didn't see Dean Malenko getting over like that. I mean, it's very. I mean, obviously you can say you have to have charisma. I should say a guy like him who really didn't have that much charisma on the mic being that over. And he reminds me a lot of Dean Malenko, because I like Dean Malenko, but he didn't really. I mean, he didn't do anything on the mic. He really couldn't. But he was very good in the ring. And even still, I don't think Dean Malenko was as over with the entire crowd as Daniel Bryan is, so that's impressive to me.
Daniel Bryan is Eddie Guerrero over with the fucking crowd.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
That's how
he really
over Daniel Bryan is. Like, nobody believed in Eddie Guerrero. Yeah, he came in and just did amazing things with his size and had amazing mic ability. The crowd loved him, and it's the same thing with Daniel Bryan.
Exactly. And I think you can have, like, character evolution, but not fucking take belly flop onto the mat with a almost botched head.
Yeah, that was definitely brutal. I think that, and before any of the rope breakers chime in and be like, did you guys just compare? And did you just say that Daniel Bryan is just like Eddie Guerrero? No, we weren't saying he's the next Eddie Guerrero, so don't
No.
even start with that shit. They're not even the same guy. We're just saying how over he is with the crowd is very similar to how Eddie got over and how he was over. But no, they're not the same guy. I'm a huge Eddie fan. I love Daniel Bryan, but he's no Eddie Guerrero. No offense to him.
I absolutely agree, 100%.
So I
Eddie
just wanted to clear
Guerrero
that
was
up.
in a league of his own.
Oh, no
Absolutely.
doubt about it. No doubt about it. I wanted to clear that up before we got those stupid fans chiming in. And you guys are stupid. I can't believe you said he's just like Eddie Guerrero. Because we would definitely,
Oh, God.
we would definitely get those people chiming in. Yeah, it wouldn't be a react with me if I didn't insult the rope breakers. I mean, come on.
That's very
Yeah,
true.
you insult
I
the
got to do
rope
that. I got to do that once. I love you, rope breakers. I do. You guys are awesome. We'd be nowhere without you. I had to insult you once. It's just kind of my thing. It's my shtick, if you
But
will.
All right, Gary Busey.
I do, Mitch. I do kind of want to get your thoughts and your feelings about, this main event and where you see this story going between Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Does Randy Orton turn next week, or the week after? Like, when does Randy Orton finally strike back against Seth Rollins?
Yeah, I was kind of meh about the match. I did like the opposite ends of Orton getting pissed off that Rollins tags himself in, and then Reigns and Bryan both laugh it off. I kind of like the opposite ends of that.
Right.
But as far as it's got to be next week, because otherwise the story building is going to be shit. In my opinion.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
It's just like the Undertaker situation. He needs to show up next week, or there's not going to be much story to build.
I can definitely agree with you there. Definitely, WWE finally has to pull the trigger on all the feuds they plan on doing for WrestleMania next week, because we'll be 4 weeks away from the grandest event of them all, the wrestling calendar, the Super Bowl of the wrestling year. But, guys, we are a half hour into overtime now.
That's perfectly fine. That's perfectly fine. I got to raise the eyebrow, though, on one thing.
What do you get to raise the eyebrow for,
I got to raise the eyebrow one last time before we go.
Unholstered it.
one
Look
last
at
Because Mitch, listen,
Okay.
it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I didn't want to raise the eyebrow.
All right, Gene
I
Snitsky.
really didn't want to. Mitch said something to me, or said something to the rope breakers that my eyebrow couldn't help it. It has a mind of its own.
All right, will you speak?
Yes, I will speak. Way to be in that. Go eat a Snickers.
All right. Well,
So go take a fucking nap. We'll close the show. I could do it better than you anyway.
go record an episode before the bell.
I'm going to. It's gonna
Ooh.
blow your shit out of the water. Yep, that's fine. That's fine. I'm too busy having a job and taking care of my grandmother, So can't really do that shit. I don't have time.
God, will you
Anyway.
we would just let your eyebrow speak already.
Anyway, I will let it speak. The one thing I didn't like, because this is when you said this, this is what I didn't like about it, and why I kind of jumped on the messenger and was like flipping out. I didn't like that Rollins tagged himself in, because I really kind of wanted it to play out. I was feeling a DQ from Randy Orton at that point, because I think, like you guys were just saying, they need to start pulling the trigger on these feuds going into Mania. And I feel like I was like, oh man, it should have been DQ. I thought they were still going to go with some kind of disqualification RKO from Orton, but now that he tags him in, it's kind of like, oh, maybe he was joining the Authority. He was being an asshole this entire time, but he's kind of turning on Rollins because Rollins tagged himself in. It has nothing to do with he's just trying to get one over. He's not weaseling his way into the Authority. It's just he really did join the Authority. Now he's just pissed off that Seth tagged himself in. I felt it kind of took away,
I agree.
and that really annoyed me. And I'm like, are you shitting me? I'm like, oh, they just ruined it. And then, but at the end, when he was gonna attack him and then patted him on the chest and walked out and got the booze again, and then when he saw him turn a little bit and have that smile, it sold it for me. I'm like, all right, I'm completely all right with this now. Makes sense. He RKO'd Jamie Noble, which Mitch did point out. Absolutely no. I hate that. No sold after the fact. I thought you meant when he took the RKO. I'm like, I thought
No, he sold
wow.
it originally fine.
Yeah,
He
that's what I
just
thought you were
stood
talking
right
about.
the fuck back up.
Yeah,
Pissed
it's like
me
he takes
off.
the RKO, gets right back up, and is like, yeah, nothing happened. I hate when people
You
do
guys
that.
want to go get some ice cream?
Yeah. Oh man, I'm starving. Anybody else hungry? I'm hungry.
When the fuck did we get ice cream?
Like he was like nothing happened. I hate when that happens. Like Reigns does that from time to time. Like Alec mentioned that last night at Fastlane when he jumped into like Cena does, like at the count of 9, runs in the ring and then gets up like nothing happened. It's like, what?
He gets up like nothing happened. He rolls in the ring, and then all of a sudden he's fucking exhausted again. Like running
Yeah, I
into the
know.
ring at 9 took every ounce of strength that he had. Like
I
if you
know.
had slowly gotten up, starting at like 3, and then by 9 you were pulling yourself in the ring, and then laying there exhausted, it would have been much more believable. But instead, you're like, oh shit, the ref's at 8.
Yeah.
I took my fucking spinach. I'm ready. Like,
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yep. Oh my god, that drives me nuts. And then for some the spinach only lasts a millisecond. As soon as you get back in that ring, the spinach has no effect because then you're exhausted again. You're like, oh man, that's so much out of me. Let me just lay here. The other guy's up on his feet, but I'm just gonna lay here for a second. I'm tired. I didn't sleep good last night. I watched the Oscars.
I got kicked in the balls pretty hard. That's what happened to Reigns, man.
I
Daniel
know.
Bryan fucking wailed on him. He got him good.
I know. I was like, I felt that. Oh, that was brutal. I
Hey
was like,
man,
oh
you
man.
want to face stiff. Bryan's stiff as they come, and Lesnar's not any easier. So
Yeah. So yeah, you gotta get
That's
used
what
to
happened.
stuff like that happen.
you got to get broken in.
For as nice as and humble as Daniel Bryan is, man, I'd fucking hate to get in the ring with his ass. He'd wear somebody out.
Oh yeah, he's vicious, man. I feel like stiff wrestling comes off better on WWE TV anyway.
It does. You
Those
look at
guys, it makes it much more believable.
Yep.
But we can't go into detail about that because we have to get to the best part of the show here, which is the final thoughts and the letter grade for Monday Night Raw. So Matt, I'm gonna turn it over to you, man.
Oh boy. Woo. All right.
Well, that's it. That's it.
Good. Oh Lord.
Give your letter
No,
grade now. Those are your final thoughts.
Oh Lord, that was my final thought. Yeah, I don't blame you though. I don't blame either of you. I thought overall it was solid. I say this is the word I use every time, and there was some good continuity in this Raw. I look for that personally, being a traditionalist. I like this story to go from point A to point B to point C, and really kind of work together. And I thought they did a great job at. They did a really, really nice job at highlighting the main event of WrestleMania and the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, but still making the Raw about Seth Rollins and Randy Orton. Like they both felt very important, and that's not easy to do. So I like the way they did that. So I think with that being said, pretty decent main event. Didn't mind the Stardust thing with Goldust. Kind of interested now. I mean, there weren't too many terrible segments. So I think overall it was solid. So I'm going to give it a B+.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I will point out that I do like that the crowd is chanting Cody now. I feel like that was intentional on their part when they started this feud. Like, hey, if we can do this the right way, we'll get the crowd to chant Cody, and that'll play into this feud. So I feel like that was intentional. And now that the crowd has picked up on it, it's really going to add to this feud. So, Mitch, your final thoughts and letter grade, my friend.
I'm really excited for the Goldust and Cody feud. I'm expecting granting WWE gives them enough time at WrestleMania to actually put on the match that I fully believe they can have a 5-star match. Goldust is he tapped into the fountain of youth. Cody Rhodes is highly underrated, highly
DDP yoga,
underappreciated.
man.
Yeah, DDP yoga. It's something else. Um, like you said last week, Cody Rhodes would have been a phenomenal world heavyweight champion had they still had that belt around. So I'm really looking forward to that one. Um, everything else was, I guess, solid. It wasn't anything to write home to mom about, so I'm gonna give it a B minus.
B minus. All right. I can
Well,
dig it.
okay, I take that back. Besides Randy Orton and his promo, I really enjoyed that, and I'm highly interested in the Ambrose and Barrett feud. So still B minus, but I won't say there wasn't anything to write home to mom about. There was some semi high points.
Right. I definitely agree with what both you guys are saying. Like Matt said, I like that there's continuity. It was, booked right. It was spaced out right, and they call it an episodic television show, so you really have to have that continuity from each week. They're really, either planting the seeds or really starting to build these feuds here for WrestleMania. Really trying to build the hype. I'm gonna guess that next week we see another showdown between Cena and Rusev, and then Cena rips down the Russian flag, and then that's how Rusev says, "Okay, I fight you at WrestleMania," and all that bullshit. So I really am excited to see where these things go, how they pan out. Um, but I think I'm going to stick with what I gave Raw last week, and that is a solid B, no more, no less. WWE has done a decent job at really booking these things and really putting things in the right places. Some things could be improved upon, but I mean, we do get pretty picky here at Rope Break. But nonetheless, it was a good Raw. Can't wait to see what happens next week. In the build up to WrestleMania, Jesus, we have gone 37 minutes into overtime here on React After Raw, but now we can slowly but surely bring the show to a close. I want to thank all you guys for sticking here with us and watching the show, whether you're watching now or you tune in later. Thank you for watching. But what I need you guys to do is go to our Facebook page in the description and go like it. A couple people unliked us today, man. I didn't like that. What we ever do?
Well,
What we do wrong? We give you the best content. You unliked us, so help us.
that's I was gonna say that's their loss because
That's their loss,
they're not
man.
gonna be into. I can't give away too many details, but all I can say is they just lost out on a pretty solid WrestleMania giveaway. It's gonna be
Fair
good. There's
enough.
a lot of awesome, awesome stuff going on. This is gonna be, my opinion, I think our biggest giveaway.
If it can top last year's, man, it's gonna be pretty big. But you lose out. If you're here sticking with Rope Break, you're gonna get a pretty nice giveaway for WrestleMania. We try to do these things for every pay-per-view, so this might be the last hurrah for giveaways for a while. So if you are a rope breaker, stay tuned over the next few weeks to get details on how to be entered into the giveaway, on how to win, what the prizes are going to be. So stay tuned for that. So go to our Facebook page, like it up, share it with your friends, do all that fun stuff. And then, of course, go to our Twitter, twitter.com/ropebreakwrestling. If you can't figure out how to spell it, it's in the description as well. You get content over there that you won't get on our Facebook page. You kind of get tweets from Aussie during Monday Night Raw, different things like that. So definitely go like that up. You kind of get details for giveaways first on our Twitter before we do it on our Facebook and here on our YouTube channel. So if you aren't tuned in to our Twitter page, go do that now. And I know some of you are saying, I don't have a Twitter. I don't give a fuck. Make a fucking Twitter and just like Rope Break Wrestling. That's all you have to do. You don't have to follow anybody else. You don't have to tweet. Just follow Rope Break Wrestling to get details first about things going on in Rope Break. I'm sorry. I got a little hyped there, but I don't care.
You really need that Snickers.
No, I don't need it. I don't need it. But moving on, we had some terrible, terrible, terrible misfortune with the site this week. It went down before we even hit 5,000 views a few times, and it really frustrated us. And we're trying to go out for this WrestleMania giveaway, but the thing is, funds are getting low. We got a couple packets of ramen left. The hot dogs are, just not that good anymore. So we really need you guys to go to our Patreon page and become a patron of Rope Break Wrestling, whether you donate $1 or $2 a month, or you go to the website and just do a one-time donation. Any amount helps. There's plenty of great prize packages on our Patreon page. It's in the description, so go to there and become a patron of Rope Break Wrestling. If every rope breaker donated $1 a month, we could do a whole hell of a lot more than what we're doing now. We could get on a better host for our website and always continue to bring you great content without the site breaking down. And then, of course, make sure you go to ropebreakwrestling.com and bookmark it to get the latest and greatest WWE news and rumors. You don't ever have to go to the bleachers again. You don't have to go cage side. You don't have to do anything of that nature. You just have to be in the ring with Rope Break. So make sure you do all those things. Everything's in the description for you. And then that's all you got to do. Do that. Tell your friends. Matt, I don't know, man. I think I did a better job than you last week at your friend's PSA.
Ooh.
I think he did. I think he did.
So I called you out on it, and it's time, man. You gotta tell these people about friends and steal this show here.
Oh man, Alec, Mitch, I don't think they're ready. I do not think that they are ready for this shit. I'm pumped. It's been a long time. I haven't been here on React in a really long time, and I haven't given this PSA in forever. So it's about damn time I got back to doing what I do best, and that is telling all of you jabronis, all of you rope breakers, that we appreciate you. But you gotta start telling your friends, because you're being extremely neglectful, and we don't appreciate neglect. That's not what we're about. Alright, so you gotta go, and this is how it's very
We're
easy.
not WWE doctors.
Exactly. Exactly. We will give you. You want to know how to get that Z-Pack? This is what you do. It's very, very simple. You tell your friends. If your friends are like, yo, I love the WWE, and be like, listen, we got something for you. Come on over to Rope Break's Facebook page, facebook.com/RopeBreakWrestling, twitter.com/RopeBreakWrestling. All that's in the description. All you do is show them. Tell them to like, tell them to follow. Tell them to bookmark that shit. Go to RopeBreakWrestling.com and bookmark that shit. Boom, done. Guess what? You're not neglectful anymore. You just cured yourself. And this is what people don't understand. And this is mind-boggling to me, is that Rope Break is not just another wrestling site. No. Rope Break is a lifestyle. And I'm not just saying that because I run this site, because, I'm trying to make a business that... No. I love what I'm doing here. I love what we're doing here. To me, Rope Break is a lifestyle. And to be quite honest, if you're not living the Rope Break lifestyle, shit, you're not living. So I care about you guys. I want you to truly live. Why would you want to go to the other site, any other site, and have to dig through all that trash just to get to the gems? We got all the gems right out in the open for you. It just makes perfect sense. Why garbage pick if you don't have to? We do all that dirty work for you. It's that simple. That simple, that easy. Come on over, click it, like it. We do giveaways, we do podcasts. We got it all here at Rope Break. We're the best damn site on the internet, and that is not me being biased. That is just a fact of life. Hashtag fact. Done. PSA, I'm out of here. Put a period on that sumbitch, because that sentence is over. It's done. Thank you.
Matt cutting another great PSA about friends, and then of course make sure you like, share, and subscribe to Rope Break Wrestling's YouTube channel if you haven't done so already. That's it, guys. That's the show. That's another episode of React After Raw in the bag. Matt, Mitch Dow, I want to thank you guys once again for being on the show and always providing a great experience for me, for our viewers, for everyone watching. It's always great having you guys here.
Oh, it's always great being here. I really appreciate it. Love coming up. Try to get here more often. I love being on your show. Doing great work. And before the bell, we'll be back soon. Shh, don't tell anyone.
No, it won't.
But in any case, yes, thank you, Alec, for once again having me. It's been a blast.
My mom cares.
That's about it.
Oh, God. Oh,
Jesus. What a show. Carrots, spinach.
Dude, I'm telling you, I make this show better every time I'm on. Would you have gotten carrots last week? No, you wouldn't have got none of this shit.
Oh,
You would not have gotten carrots last week. You wouldn't have known that my mom cared about Before the Bell.
you're one fan, so that's
Sure.
who the one view is?
Damn straight. How do you think I got that one vote on the Golden Ropes? Yeah.
Oh, well,
that was
I'm proud of
We're
your
not
mom.
gonna talk about
She's
that.
a nice lady.
I didn't even. I only got one because I didn't even vote for me. I voted for. I voted for Rope Break Radio.
Oh man, we're not even going to talk about that. But anyway, that has been our show. We are 45 minutes into overtime here. It's time to sign off. So for everyone here at Rope Break Wrestling and here on React After Raw, I'm Alec. That's Matt. That's Mitch. This has been React After Raw. And you can tune in once again next week. React After Raw is live every single Monday night right here on Rope Break Wrestling YouTube channel. And on Thursdays, you can catch the Sharpshoot with Aussie. It's a great show, one of the best shows on the internet. So definitely check that out. Hopefully this Thursday. You missed last week, so maybe Triple H buried it again. I don't know, but either way, make sure you continue to check it out. Look out for Before the Bell to return sometime in 2020. So that's been our show, guys. This has been React After Raw. Get out of the bleachers and get in the ring with Rope Break.